people can criticize this by saying, oh, wait. You just introduce these fights and then you just suddenly decide to wrap them up. But I actually say, yes, please wrap them up. You don't seem to understand. I would prefer wrapping up hope instead of delaying despair. Not to mention that this chapter was full of heart-seated emotion. Granted, however, saying that when it's siblings can be easily misunderstood. Yes, I know, that was also pretty bad of saying, but you get my drift. So yeah, I mean, it really did play with my heart there. Really thought that despair was gonna win. But we got a little bit more deeper into the personality of the relationship between the elder sister Melileo and the younger brother Fueglion. It's pretty too bad that Leo is being sidetracked, but then again Leo is considered the weakest, so I guess it only makes sense. This is Black Clover, chapter 192. And this is just about Fuegoleon and Melileo's fight, as it also begins with us. Fuegoleon confronts the possessed Kaiser, and it's actually revealed that Kaiser has a wife. Actually, that was implied a long time ago in, extra material. The fact that Kaiser has been possessed by an elf is actually making that very tragic, because that means that he was happily married and was a man who believed in his comrades, now being possessed by a vengeful elf. Either way, Fuegoleon tries to fight the man. However, it's unaffected. And it seems my theory was wrong. You know, I actually suspected the man to have... I'm a little sick. I actually expected the man to have some sort of shield magic. Yeah, I know, that sounded pretty ridiculous, but no, this magic is a little bit more badass. Apparently, vortex magic, and that is why he's called the strongest shield, because he can dispel enemy attacks using his own magic. It wasn't that he's a shield because his body can take hits. No, he's a shield because his magic can dispel any attack coming at him. Clever, I didn't see that. And now doubled with elven abilities, that makes it even more powerful, and it can even swell up other spiritual magic, such as Fuegoleon. Elsewhere, Melileo is fighting the teenage Verto, and Verto seems to be even stronger in this form, because he fights even more reckless than before, as they all begins to taunt each other and clash each other. But she also mentioned that she hasn't had this much fun since that time, and it's just that, and even Fuegoleon saying that this makes me think of the ridiculous sister. So yeah, it's revealed about the personality between, or so to say, the relationship between the older and younger sister. As we said before, Melileo couldn't be any different than Fuegoleon, and they knew that. Fuegoleon always admired Melileo's liveliness and audacity, but also was irritated by the same qualities, because she was after all reckless, and Melileo is the kind of woman who would always jump ahead in a fight and ask questions, never. But because she has such an overwhelming strength, it doesn't matter, because she can just break through it with pure brutal strength alone. And even she didn't even want to train with Teresa, but Teresa actually said that was pretty fine, because Melileo would grow stronger with her own devices, because that was just how she was as a genius. But Fuegoleon was a little bit jealous about that. And later on, Fuegoleon even asked Melileo, why would you not join the Crimson Rhians? And Melileo just said that she's going to a Grand Magic Zone after she gets a Grimoire. And becoming a Crimson Man will just mean she'll do boring stuff like guarding and fighting with criminals. So yeah, it's clear that Melileo is a Blood Knight who really wants to be seen doing the biggest thing. So it was during this time moments that Fuegoleon felt a spark inside his chest, saying that she had ambition, but so did Fuegoleon. So he asked his sister if he could be her sparring partner from here on out. And so the two brothers and sisters clashed with each other in a clash that was known as the Hot-Headed Tuesday. It seems that, or does that seem to imply that they fought every Tuesday, or was that just a Hot-Headed Tuesday? Well, either way, it seems that an entire castle burned down. That's just how powerful those two really were. But, so even though Fueglion has admitted he has admired Melileo more than Melileo has admitted she has liked Fueglion, she still says that even though she feels like her little brother is an idiot, she also admires the fact that her little brother is so convicted and so has a will. He wanted to be Melileo's sparring partner because he wanted to become just as strong as her. So his will was seething hot. So the two elves say that if they can defeat the two right here and now, then the Melileo and Fueglion, then no one can stop them. However, as they both say that she may be unruly, but she goes to places many fear to tread with strength that burns. With his polished style, he inspires and leads many with exemplary strength. So they both acknowledge each other as the strongest person there is, and they will not lose to anyone other than that person. As it's revealed that the attack the elves did not have any effect on them, because Fueglion used his salamander as a decoy and extinguished his own magic, then passed through his vortex and got close to him, while Melileo forced herself to take a hit and used that moment to charge her attack, as they proclaim that as my sister's younger brother, as that dumbass older sister, I will be strong, as they both hit their very powerful attack right in the elves, possibly implying that this fight is already over. Well, you know, as I said before, fast pacing is nothing wrong. Actually, I would prefer fast pacing over slow any day. And the last couple of fights have been extremely delaying, and that has not been so very good. I mean, granted, the fights were awesome. It's just that the delaying hasn't been to my liking. So if this is wrapped up quickly, I'm all too happy about that, because that means hope will win, and as long as hope wins, I am happy. So yeah, I mean, the Fueglion and Melileo's they acknowledge each other. They do. Fueglion is more openly acknowledging his elder sister than Melileo is, but Melileo still acknowledges her younger brother still. So I mean, yeah, they're in a way both the strongest, and they both know that, and they are their sparring partners as well. They both aim to surpass each other, and they're both so very much different. Melileo is reckless, brutish, and yes, heads on first in a fight, but has an unruly fight and goes to places no one else can dare to enter. Fueglion is strictly with code and very serious, but is also a good leader with a charismatic that brings people's best qualities together, and even could tame a salamander spirit that chose him. So yeah, these two are amazing in the end. I guess Melileo is not that bad after all. But how are they gonna dispel the magic on Kaiser? No idea. But hopefully the fight is over now. So give me your thoughts if you have any.